Hey guys, and welcome back to Franchise Nation. I'm your host, Motes. Today I'm bringing you guys, well, the bye week and some simulation because the way our schedule works, we have games 1, 4, 5, 7, and then weeks 11, 13, 16, and 17, and all games in the second half that we end up playing will be on the road. So that means we're simming weeks 8, 9, and 10. The games that will be simmed are at the Broncos and versus the Chiefs, including our bye week. So we sit at 5-2, and one of the things that you always have to look at when you are going to be scouting players is one, who needs to be re-signed, and then two, if you like the way your team's playing. So first off, these are the players that need to be re-signed. Jaquiski Tartt's interesting. I probably won't bring him back. I don't like him enough. I think he's a good player at times, but he's just such a detriment sometimes in coverage. Josh Wells, he's pretty replaceable. Clive Walford, the jury's still out on him. Brandon McManus, I'd love to have back. And interestingly enough, I don't know if I want to bring back Elgin Armstead. One of the reasons is that I do like Armstead, but he's a bit slow for my liking, and he's a good player, but he's not as consistent as I'd like him to be. And I also think with the three defensive tackles we have now, Sedale Hunt, Ben Doyle, and Shaquille Brown, we could move Sedale Hunt over to left end in this 3-4 scheme, or have him play a little bit farther outside when we play in a 4-3 front. That way he can get more quality reps and we can use Doyle and Shaquille the way that they're meant to be used. Another reason that I might not want to bring back Elgin Armstead is we have contract looming next year. These are the big ones. So here you go. These are the guys who are currently going to be free agents. Duke Johnson's one of them. Next season, Le'Veon Duncan, Demontre Harmon, Alex Boone, Freddie Young, Bernie Lauderdale, Wes Dorsey, Darius Motes, Elgin Armstead, Nate Hill, Brandon Boykin, Chris Kirksey, Deontay Jackson, Paul Kruger, and Tyler Gordon are all free agents. We're going to need the cap space to deal with all of these guys. As of right now, Lauderdale, Young, Dorsey, Motes, Armstead, Hill are guaranteed targets to bring back. Le'Veon Duncan is as well. Alex Boone, he'll be 32 he'll be turning 33 going into the season after. And I don't think it's worth it to bring him back. So we're going to have to really develop Felix Grant. Brandon Boykin, we'll see. Kirksey, we'll see. Deontay Jackson, I think we'll probably bring back. Kruger, no, we might cut him after this year. Tyler Gordon, he probably won't be back either the way he's been playing. So, we have to keep that in mind, and I think that the first domino that's going to fall is we're going to have to pass up on Elgin Armstead. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back into this re-signing screen, and we are going to bring back Brandon McManus, or we're at least going to try to, because he's the guy who we definitely want to bring back. I have no problem giving him more than what he wants for the quality kicker that he is. We're negotiating, so we'll see how that pans out. But I'm not going to break off any negotiations with the other guys. But Armstead's going to want a lot more, or in realistic terms, will demand more than he's asking for. So, I keep that in mind. So what we need to do is we need to scout. So one of the players that recently came up in a draft story, cornerback Xavier Russell, 6'1", B-man coverage, B zone, B press. Big guy, looks pretty good. One of the interesting things about him, he set a record with 3 interceptions in a game for Wisconsin, which is pretty incredible. So that's something to keep in mind. We're going to take a look at inside linebacker. I think that inside backer is definitely a position of need, as we'll have the 26th pick. As of right now, we'll have the 26th pick. And there are picks on the side. We have a first round, a second round, no third round, 2 fourth rounds, 4 fifth rounds, a 6th, and a 7th. So, that's not the end of the world. That's not the best thing in the world either. It's just one of those, you live with it. But we're going to scout Ben Hamilton here. There's really no point to scout that high in the draft unless we want to move up, which is not outside of the realm of possibility if we want to move, say, Wes Dorsey or somebody going into their contract year, because we can. It might be worth it. So we're going to look. Ooh. Well, damn. Andre Curse. Jawan Russell. Some good players so far. Good pursuit angles. like that a pursuit. All right, and 3 more points. We'll throw it into left outside linebacker. So that's the first step of things. So we are going to advance the week, and then we're going to take a look back at the more players to scout, because obviously we have to keep doing that. And sporadically, I'm going to cut in and out to do like game prep or something. Sometimes I don't do it. Sometimes I do. There's really no rhyme or reason to my method. I just depends on how lazy I'm being on a given moment or given day. So, keep that in mind. But the Broncos are 7-0, and that'll be a really good game to watch. Look at the players that we have back. In terms of injuries, Eric Reid, Aaron Lynch, and Le'Veon Duncan are the only guys who are still out, which is good. But I'm still a little bit apprehensive of our current situation. We'll see how things go. Anybody else? We'll take a look at any big transactions. Okay, Linval Joseph re-signed. Yeah, we traded Carl Davis. I showed you that. Golden Tate re-signed long-term. Alex Mack re-signed long-term. Eric Flowers signing a huge deal. Marcel Reese, Jamarcus Webb. Okay. Anybody else? No. Okay, Byron Jones traded to the Chiefs. Okay, so that's pretty much those big moves, and we'll see what happened around the league in the past week. But this is going to be a little bit longer because we do have a few weeks to sim. In week 8, let's see, Pittsburgh destroyed the Browns. Denver destroyed Houston. Okay. Nothing too special. But, that's all we can look at in those uncertain terms, and we're going to keep on keeping on. Let's see. Everett Cole, defensive back. We'll see what position he plays. I'm assuming he's a corner. But that's at least another player to keep in mind. We're going to continue negotiating with Brandon McManus, but let's take a look about Everett Cole. We're going to spotlight him. All right, he's a safety. Not bad either. One of the positions that we're going to look at, and it's not a necessity per se, but one of the positions is we do have to look at safety because Malcolm Jenkins is getting older. He's going to be 30 soon. I know, time flies, but it's going to be one of those decisions that we're going to have to make, and it's going to be a difficult one. Let's see. 4-3 defensive ends. Always can convert them. Not bad. Okay, so nothing too special there as well. So with that being said, I'm going to be right back. I'm going to do some game prep, and actually I'm going to try to re-sign McManus first. If he doesn't come back, then yeah. He wants more signing bonus, I'm assuming. How about that? Does that make you happier, Brandon? Okay. If he doesn't come back, we can always franchise tag him. But I have a policy that I don't like negotiating the second half of the season. So, we're going to have to be a little bit careful about that. Probably going to only offer him one more contract, and that'll be next week. I guess down the home stretch I'm not going to after the 8th game. But, yeah, I'll be right back. I'm just going to save real quick, and I'm going to get into game prep. All right, we're back, and let's see, what was the results of the game? We lost 28-13 to the still undefeated Denver Broncos. We now hold a 2-game lead in the division. Let's take a look and see how that game went. All right, so the Broncos are a tough opponent to say the least. It was in Denver, so don't know how much to expect out of it. Time of possession, they dominated that. Ryan Nassib was the quarterback. That's weird. 71%. Brady Johns, 60%, 223 yards. No touchdowns, no picks. against a really good defense. Jamal Alden, 16 for 75. Elgin with a punch-in touchdown. Demaryius Thomas, big numbers. Nate Hill, 9 for 135. Kelvin Benjamin, another big game. Bernie Lauderdale. Martavis Bryant. Kris Arnold. Ooh. Okay. Tackles. All right. This is the last game that will be without our main man, Reid. So that's good. Sacks. Najee Simon and Elgin Armstead. No interceptions. Forced fumble. It was Armstead. Kicking. Brandon McManus was 2 for 2. And that was pretty much everything. So we now have everybody except for Aaron Lynch back, which is fantastic for week number 10 when we'll be taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. Let's see if there's any other draft story people that we need to know about. Okay. QB Thomas Sam. Sitting out for academic reasons. Does that mean he's going to drop? I'll answer a media question. Okay, let's see. Let's go back to scouting. So Thomas Sam was the projected number 1 quarterback. So he's going to drop. That's pretty big. We'll see where he goes. Let me just note that he's not on the draft board anymore. Let's get back to the defensive ends. All right, Nigel Easley. Jacques Mason. Ooh, that A- block shedding, though. Okay, not bad. Okay, defensive tackles. A different Damon Harrison than we're used to. AJ Cole. Okay, so nothing too special in this batch of prospects. I mean, obviously, as the combine gets closer, we'll get a better idea. But this is the last time that we're going to be negotiating with Brandon McManus before the end of the season. So we're going to offer him a little bit more, put him closer to 15 mil. If he says no, then that's it. At least until that final re-signing period. Okay. So he said no. Clive Walford. Extend him 1 year. See if he accepts that. No? Okay. Offer him one more contract. We'll give him a little bit of... Yeah. If you say yes, then fine. If not, you don't. Okay, so yeah, we're not going to negotiate with anybody else. And I'm going to do some more game preps. So, BRB. All right, last but not least, we have the game against the Kansas City Chiefs, and the result is a victory. We are 6-3. We'll see who is the driving force in that record. All right, 1 turnover in comparison to 2. We dominated time of possession. Wow, they were down 20 points going into the 4th quarter, and we held them off. So that's kind of crazy. Brady Johns, 191, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Mike Parker, 2 touchdowns and a pick. 12 for 23 passing. I don't like that. Jamal Alden, another great game. Elgin Armstead, tons of carries as well. Torrey Smith and Dorial Green Beckham. Okay. Nate Hill, Kris Arnold. Eric Fisher and Bobby Vardaro allowing the sacks. Okay, so Dale Hunt with a sack. Najee Simon. Jabri Good. Interceptions go to Marcus Peters and Eric Reid. Not bad. Deflections. Lots across the board. Sloppy game. Catches allowed. 3 for Motes, 3 for Sean Smith, 3 for Peters, 3 for Tart, 3 for Ogletree, 1 for Simon. All right. Any forced fumbles? Yes, one for Peters, one for Sadale Hunt. Recovery. Sadale Hunt recovered his own fumble and took it to the house. Man, what a game for Sadale Hunt. Kicking. McManus missed a field goal. Okay. And yeah, so we do have Le'Veon Duncan back, and now we're in a good spot. So now we can readjust our depth chart a little bit because we also have Aaron Lynch back. We are going to be taking on the Seahawks from Seattle on Saturday. So there's one thing that needs to be talked about. Well, Brady Johns has had back-to-back really rough outings. And if he has another one, and, it's a little bit disconcerting, to say the least. I think if he has another bad game, then it might be worth giving Mack Kenny a shot. That would be against either the Rams or whatever. We'll see. But either way, taking a look at the depth chart, Felix put in behind TJ Clemmings. Left end is Armstead, then Doyle. McDaniel, Sadale Hunt, Doyle Shaquille. Aaron Lynch, Najee Simon filled in very valiantly. Eric Reid, Jawan Carey, Chris Kirksey. Dallas Austin with Kruger right behind him. Motes, Ogletree, Gordon, Boykin, Le'Veon Duncan. Malcolm Jenkins, Heath Jackson. Jamal McNeal, Heath Jackson. Kicker, punter, normal. All right, Le'Veon Duncan back into action. He's going to reclaim that number 1 spot at kick return and punt return. And yeah, so that pretty much covers everything. We'll do some more scouting right now, and then we'll call it an episode, I think. But like I said, that game will be coming to you guys on Saturday, so stay tuned for that. I'm excited for it. Let's take a look at DTs. We didn't look at all of them. That guy's projected to go undrafted. Ooh. Okay, Brendan Jordan doesn't look too bad. Julius Maggott's not bad. Okay. And time to start looking at tackles. We already looked at a lot of them. All right, so that covers all of the scouting. We are going to take a look at the draft story real quick, and then we'll take a look around the league and just get an idea of everyone's standings in the league, like I said. Draft stories. Nope, Thomas Sam, still the hot topic. Could be a good player. Yes. Take a look at that league schedule. Then we'll look at our team stats before I end it. So anything worth noting? Where's Denver? Denver finally lost to the Ravens, and it was at home too. Not bad. Let's take a look at the standings. Let's see. So we're 6-3. We hold sole possession of first place by 2 games. Broncos are 8-1. Okay, Cowboys and Redskins sit atop the NFC East. Falcons, NFC South. Packers, NFC North. AFC West, Broncos and Chargers both really good. Patriots still atop the AFC East. Titans dominating the South. And AFC North is the Steelers. So the team that won the Super Bowl last year is the Eagles, and they're in 4-5. Not exactly what they want to be at after a very good Super Bowl run last year behind a rookie quarterback. No injuries for the 49ers. Are there any injuries for the Seahawks, actually, before we skip ahead and take a look at our stats? Just J.C. Treader. So nothing too big. It's going to be pretty much lineup versus lineup. And taking a look at overall statistics for the team. Brady Johns, 15 touchdowns, 8 picks, 2,100 yards at 61%. Jamon Alden, 7 touchdowns, 1,100 yards so far through 9 games. Elgin Armstead has 3 touchdowns and 4.3 yards per carry. Not bad. Nate Hill, 37 for 552. Martavis Bryant, 37 for 502. Bernie Lauderdale, 36 for 491. And Kris Arnold, a little bit behind the pack, 22 for 286. He'll pick things up with a game or two that are really good. Then you have guys like Jawan Mason, 5 for 86. He's getting some experience in. Sacks allowed, TJ Clemmings has been the weak link in terms of the offensive line so far this season. Worth noting. Defensively, Jamal McNeal, 70 tackles. Not bad. Tackles for a loss, Dallas Austin and Eric Reid up there. Sacks, Sadale Hunt leading the way with 4.5 sacks. Aaron Lynch has 4.5. Daniels, 3.5. Pretty impressive second season from Sadale Hunt so far. Interceptions, 2 for Eric Reid, 1 for a few other guys. Deflections, JT Ogletree and Motes both have had some trouble catching the ball this year. Heath Jackson has 2 deflections. Catches allowed, most catches allowed go to JT Ogletree, then Jawan Carey. Darius Motes has been good. Forced fumbles, Jamal McNeal, Sadale Hunt. Sadale Hunt has 2 recoveries as well. Only 1 fumble yard? Wow, so he did it on like the goal line. It's pretty impressive. Brandon McManus, 11 for 13 on field goals. Marquette King, 29 punts. Good amount in the 20. Good amount of touchbacks. Kick return touchdowns, none. Punt return touchdowns, 1 for Antonio Moody. So that's pretty much everything for this recap. Taking a look at yearly award standings. Ryan Nassib is currently your front runner for MVP. Don't think I'd ever see that ever. Never thought I would. Jamon Alden is up there. Brady Johns is up there. I don't know if he should be. Coach of the Year. John Harbaugh's in the mix. In terms of NFC, Offensive Player of the Year, Jamon Alden. Number 1 in the pack so far. Defensive Player of the Year, Danny Trevathan. Offensive Rookie, Alden, then Johns. Not too unexpected. Defensive Rookie, Najee Simon's up there, but Sean Lee leads the way. Quarterback, Brady Johns is number 2. I don't know about that. Jamon Alden, number 1. No wide receiver in that discussion just yet. Lael Collins definitely deserves recognition. Best D-line, Sadale Hunt is on the list. Linebacker, none from the 49ers. No defensive back, and kicker, Brandon McManus is number 7. So that's now officially everything. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm Moonlight Swami, and I'll be talking to you guys later. Peace.